disruption. Russia's defense ministry says that their defenses shot down 376 Ukrainian drones.
Correspondent Andrew Stewart. Authorities say a shooting near a busy street festival in Ohio has wounded at least 12 people. Toledo police say the shooting happened yesterday near the Old West End Festival, which is an annual gathering of live music and home tours in a historic district. Deputy Police Chief Joe Pepperman says it appears that at least 2 people fired weapons and they were probably shooting at each other. 2 of the victims are in critical condition. The New York Knicks lead the San Antonio Spurs 2-0 in the NBA Finals. The Knicks beat the Spurs.
Well, it's game 2 tonight.
Game 3 is
A
tied.
nail biter in San Antonio Friday night.
When's
was their
Trump on?
13th straight playoff game. Game 3 heads back to Madison Square Garden Monday night.
Sorry, Monday
President
night.
Trump plans to be in attendance. News.
I think the Spurs are toast.
Larry Elder here. You know, I think a lot
I
of
think the
people
Knicks are winning.
accept pain, right? This is just how it is now. I don't
No,
think
fine.
that has
I
to be
don't
true.
care.
Let me tell you about
I
George.
really don't care.
She's up in Oregon. Works 10-hour days, driving a garbage truck in and out all day. It really did a number on his knee. He said it got so bad, he couldn't even bend it. Now think about that. Trying to work, take care of your family, and your body just isn't cooperating. Well, George tried Relief Factor, and this is what got me. He said, I can bend my knee again with very little pain. It's simple, but when you get something like that back, it matters. My brother Kirk had difficulty going up and down the stairs in the morning until he followed my advice. After about a week, he called and said, this stuff is working. If you're dealing with aches and pains, see if Relief Factor works for you. It's drug-free with a 3-week quick start for just $19.95. Go to relieffactor.com. That's relieffactor.com, or call 800-4-RELIEF, 800-4-RELIEF. You don't have to just accept living with pain.
The countdown to the nation's 250th birthday is on. Planned celebrations will include dazzling pyrotechnics, concerts, and an Ultimate Fighting Championship fight on the White House lawn.
Officials are also planning a massive 16-day Great American State Fair and a ball drop in Times Square, while President Trump teased that the UFC arena under construction could be permanent. He said, maybe we'll never, ever take it down. The president suggested canceling the State Fair concert.
He's just
including Milli Vanilli,
making people squirm with that comment. They will take it down. They're not gonna keep it up. Come on.
Well, they're gonna keep it up for the summer.
They're gonna keep it up for some time, but they're not gonna keep it up permanently. Like, come on. That's not happening.
Just wanted to see people melt down.
Exactly. That's all that is.
Yeah.
More news at townhall.com. The Chicago Bears may be moving their stadium out of Illinois.
The decision came down after a proposal for tax breaks and financial incentives stalled in the Illinois legislature. The Bears Board of Directors voted to move forward with a project in Hammond, Indiana, that's about 22 miles south of the current facility. Local state representative Ken
22
Buckner said
miles.
he's been talking to Bears CEO Kevin Warren and suggested that Illinois might still be on the table. The Bears have played in Chicago since 1921 and Soldier Field since 1971. I'm Jennifer King.
The Treasury's Financial Crimes Unit is warning banks about the risks of serving.
I mean,
people
yeah,
with
okay.
illegal.
It would
This is part of
suck
the Trump administration's efforts
for the
to
Bears not to
tighten
play at
immigration
Soldier
controls.
Field
The
anymore.
Financial
But
Crimes
again,
Enforcement Network issued guidance Friday.
They've only played there for what, 55 years? There are other teams in the NFL that have played at stadiums about twice as longer than that. So-
I'm Ron Taylor reporting.
Is it really a big loss?
The opinions
No.
expressed on this program are those of the host and do
Not
not
really.
express the views of WDBF ownership or Hometown Talk Radio. Content aired on all programs are those of the host and their guests.
Who mic? You are Red Mic? Red Mic up?
I mean, what's happening in
They're
Middleboro
running
and
out this
surrounding
one,
towns? It's time
7:20.
for the Middleboro Week in Review with your host, Joey Driscoll. Stay tuned for news, Middleboro news, here on AM 1530 WBBF. Hey, Joey, what's happening?
Soldiers, sailors, and airmen of the Allied Expeditionary Force, you are about to embark upon the great crusade toward which we have striven these many months. The eyes of the world are upon you. The hopes and prayers of liberty-loving people everywhere march with you. In company with our brave allies and brothers in arms on other fronts, you will bring about the destruction of the German war machine, the elimination of Nazi tyranny over the oppressed peoples of Europe, and security for ourselves in a free world. Your task will not be an easy one. Your enemy is well trained, well equipped, and battle hardened. He will fight savages. But this is the year 1944. Much has happened since the Nazi triumphs of 1940-41. The United Nations have inflicted upon the Germans great defeats in open battle, man to man. Our air offensive has seriously reduced their strength in the air and their capacity to wage war on the ground. Our home fronts have given us an overwhelming superiority in weapons and munitions of war, and placed at our disposal great reserves of trained fighting men. The tide has turned. The free men of the world are marching together to victory. I have full confidence in your courage, devotion to duty, and skill in battle. We will accept nothing less than full victory. Good luck, and let us all beseech the blessing of Almighty God upon this great and noble undertaking.
And that was General Dwight D. Eisenhower's D-Day message to the troops prior to the D-Day operations on June 6th, 1944, 82 years ago yesterday. And good morning, everybody. Welcome to Middleboro in Review. It is 7:10 a.m. and we have a great show planned for you today. We have two great guests. It is June 7th, 2026, and the first Sunday of the month as well. So happy June. Good morning, everybody, and good morning, Don. How are you this morning, Don?
Good morning, Joey. It's important that you played out because
Absolutely.
so many of our troops will listen to that. That was a lot of things. Some troops who didn't make it heard for the last time as far as that, and the inspiration as far as taking care of the endeavor and doing something that was so unprecedented at that time. And you really have to remember your history. It's very important to remember your history. It's really important to know this and acknowledge this because so many has fallen for us, for our freedom to be on this radio station and to talk and do what we want to do, enjoy our lives. A lot of people sacrifice, made the ultimate sacrifice, and you can never forget that. And you should always remember that all the time in all our conflicts. D-Day was probably one of the most extraordinary invasion plans in history.
Absolutely, and it worked. It worked. They were able to storm those beaches in Normandy and gain a foothold in Europe, and the speed at which they went as well. This was June of 1944. 10 months later, the war was over. The war was over. April of the war was over on that front. 10 months later.
Yeah, May of 40.
11 months later. So that was incredible speed. To go all the way from France to Germany.
Once you were able to land on the mainland of Europe, then your whole logistics machine starts.
Exactly.
And then, after that, it's
the logistics that they put together there.
Well, they had everything. I mean,
phenomenal.
England was the island was a fortress. They had so much stuff because that's all they really had. That's all they had. And if we didn't have England, I mean, some people say, oh, if it wasn't for England, if it wasn't for England fighting, prior to us getting in the war, we never would have been able to take care of World War II the way we took care of it because
it would be incredibly difficult.
I think it'll be almost possible without England, without the landmass that was there,
Mhm.
could not do it. And then people got to look at, the American troops who went in, the British troops who went in, the Free French, well, those are volunteer, and the Canadians who fought so brave.
Yes.
You got to look at Canada too as
Just as important. Yeah.
I mean, I know they're a different country.
All of our allies.
I know they're a different country, but it doesn't feel like it.
Yeah.
To me, I mean,
All of our allies were important.
Yeah.
In that effort.
Right. But that's 82. Yes, the 82.
82 years.
Yeah. Yes.
So we wanted to play that. We do it every year. We play it every year because I think it's very, very important that we do so, and as kind of just as a remembrance, and also so people never forget that.
I think
it's so important.
I saw something yesterday on TV. It looked like a World War II veteran, somebody in their 90s, giving Secretary of War Pete Hegseth the biggest hug, and holding his head, and it's just like it was unbelievable. It was so moving that person, because you're talking, he's probably probably over half his age, probably in his 90s. Pete Hegseth's, in his 40s. I think, I'm not sure how old Pete Hegseth is, but the hug that this veteran gave him was just unbelievable. It's just like, to somebody like that, the bickering of politics, the pointing of fingers, and
Politics doesn't matter at that point.
It doesn't. It doesn't.
Because he's representing a country. It doesn't matter what political party.
You know what I always found too, and the generations growing up. When I was in my 20s, I remember talking to some World War II, the greatest World War II veterans, and Korean veterans and stuff like that. They didn't seem like they got upset too much about politics, about what was going on.
No,
not like people today. You know what I mean? Not like people today. They just take it to a whole new realm.
exactly.
And back before, it's just like whoever's whatever. You know what I mean? That it's just like that was just the way people felt. You know what I mean? They didn't get too. The word I'm looking for, they didn't. People
get into involved. Yeah.
Well, no, I'm not saying not get too involved, but some people just fool of themselves when it comes to that. You know what I mean? And political, just no political. It's just
No.
they did a job, and then you got current administration sends representatives for every year, and I think people appreciate that. And
Exactly.
so whoever's in office, so that's what I saw. It made me feel good. That hug. I really liked looking at that hug. That was nice.
All right, it is 67 degrees here in Taunton at the Hong Kong City Studios here on Broadway at the Taunton.
Roseland Ballroom.
The Roseland Ballroom is over here.
So we're connected to it.
We're connected to it. It's over here somewhere on my left.
Yeah.
67 degrees. High of 82 today, low of 60. Clear skies today, which is good. Windy a little bit. You might see a little bit of rain tonight.
That rain was nice.
It was. It cooled things down immensely. It's going to do the
the
same
pollen
thing tonight.
Oh my God.
Monday.
Everything's yellow.
Yeah. Monday, 73 degrees, high of 73 degrees, low of 54. In Middleboro, 66 degrees, high of 81, low of 55. A little bit more windy in Middleboro. 71 tomorrow, 54 for the low Monday night. Driscoll, Texas, high of 88 today. Right now it is 80 with a current temperature there, 80, low of 78. Cloudy skies today. Rain potentially in the forecast. Rain in the forecast tomorrow, high of 89. Driscoll, North Dakota, wind advisory in effect right now in Driscoll, North Dakota. 69 degrees, low of 69 with a high of 89. Windy throughout the day today. Wind gusts up to 27 miles per hour right now. Rain in the forecast every day this week. It's going to kind of fluctuate between high 80s to low 70s. In Holiday, Florida, Currently 71 degrees, high of 89, low of 71, and cloudy in the afternoon. Rain in the forecast tomorrow, but it's a low chance of rain. High of 89, low of 75. That is your weather. The Today in Histories. Excuse me.
Joey,
What?
our first call is in 2 minutes.
Yeah, I'm trying to get through this.
All right.
If you stop interrupting me,
Pretty good at that,
I will get through
Well,
it.
you're not gonna get all of 2 minutes.
I am going to certainly try. Okay. 1654, June 7th, 1654. Louis the 14th. Yeah, I believe Louis the 14th is crowned King of France. 1776, Richard Henry Lee presents the Lee Resolution to the Continental Congress. The motion is seconded by John Adams and will lead to the United States Declaration of Independence. 1942, on this day, June 7th, 1942, the Battle of Midway ends in an American victory. Another major battle when it comes to the World War II, the Battle of Midway. On the same day, Aleutian Islands campaign, Imperial Japan soldiers begin occupying the American islands of Attu and Kiska in the Aleutian Islands off of Alaska. There's some interesting stories with that, the Aleutian Islands campaign. There's some stories about American and Canadian troops going to those Alaskan islands, and then there was like a battle of sorts where there was no Japanese on the island at all. Which, I mean, it's an interesting story. You should look that up because it's a very interesting story. The entire campaign, very interesting stuff. June 7, 1946, the United Kingdom's BBC returns to broadcasting the television service, which has been off the air for 7 years because of World War II. 1981, the Israeli Air Force destroys Iraq's Ozark nuclear reactor during Operation Opera. 1982, Priscilla Presley opens Graceland to the public. The bathroom where Elvis Presley had died 5 years earlier to this is still kept off limits at that time. Birthdays, 1905, James J. Braddock. It's a great movie with getting his name off the top of my head, Russell Crowe, I believe. Great film based on James J. Braddock's life. Awesome film. You should check that out. I believe it's called Cinderella Man. Don.
I don't
The
know.
movie, I believe it's called Cinderella Man. I don't know.
I don't know.
I'll look it up later. 1909, Virginia Apgar, American anesthesiologist and pediatrician, developed the Apgar test. 1911, Brooks Stevens, American engineer and designer, he designed the Wienermobile. The Oscar Mayer Wienermobile, Don. That interesting.
Well, that made
vehicle.
that nationwide tour back in the 80s. That was so. I think you were pot royalty if you were the driver of that.
1917. Oh, I had a caller on.
Well,
Call back, caller. There we go. Hold on 1 second, caller. We're getting through our Today in History. We're going to try to go as quick as possible with these. 1917, Dean Martin, American singer, actor, and producer. 1940, Tom Jones, a Welsh singer and actor. 1943, superstar Billy Graham, the famous wrestler there. 1952, Liam Neeson.
yes,
Yes, Qui-Gon Jinn.
yes.
Yes, one of his best roles, in my opinion. 1958, Prince. In 1959, Mike Pence, former Vice President of the United States. 1965, well, I keep losing this caller. Call back, caller. I don't want to keep losing you there. 1965, Mick Foley. 1967, Dave Navarro of Red Hot Chili Peppers. 1974, Bear Grylls, the famous adventurer there, and has his own show. I could take it or leave the show, but whatever. It's a good enough show, I guess. I don't know if you've watched it, Don. 1975, Allen Iverson. 1993, George Ezra, great singer from England. 1996, Christian McCaffrey. Deaths on this day, 1740, Alexander Spotswood, a Moroccan-American colonial and politician, the Lieutenant Governor of Virginia. 1954, Alan Turing. We're talking about the war. One of the things that really was the turn point of the war was breaking of the German Enigma codes. Alan Turing was a big reason why that happened. 1992, Bill France Sr. Passed away on this day. Passing away on this day 11 years ago today is Christopher Lee. Another Star Wars. We keep losing this caller.
Well, if you ever get done, so the caller can call in.
I'm almost done. I'm trying to go as fast as humanly possible.
7:20. That's right time too.
Okay, I'm
I don't
trying
understand
here.
why you started.
Now you're interrupting me, Don.
Okay.
2015, Christopher Lee. Count Dooku. Just another great Star Wars character there. 2023, Iron Sheik. All right, well, we're done.
Okay.
Apologize that it took so long, but Don, you interrupted me a couple times.
I didn't. I didn't mess your time up at all. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, we're trying to
Get a call coming.
get a call in a couple of times. I guess it's dropped a couple of times for some reason. I know we have some issues with our phone lines. I know. So if someone's trying to call in, maybe that's the reason. 508-822-1106. Give us a call back. We are ready
For your call.
for your call. Yeah, exactly. Let's take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back. Kind of reset here. Come on.
Voices of Our Region is a live, community-centered radio program that explores the rich
There we
cultural
go.
histories and contributions of the diverse populations that have shaped southeastern
This
Massachusetts.
is good morning, caller.
Good morning, Joey. Good morning, Doris. How are you boys doing today?
Good morning. How you
No,
doing?
We're gonna be right back.
Good, good. This is Archie Alta calling from Holiday, Florida.
How you doing?
All right, we're gonna be right back.
Good. So I'm sorry the call kept cutting off. I just wanted to touch bases real quick.
Yeah.
I wanted to say happy belated birthday to you, Joey. You just turned 27 years old. I can't believe it.
All right.
And today is your mother's birthday. Happy 60th to Michelle,
We're coming back.
my sister-in-law.
We're gonna be coming right back, and we'll talk to you in just a second. We're gonna be coming on the air here. 3,
Okay.
2, 1, and 0. And we're back on the air, and I can turn the bumper music down. There we go. Nice. Okay. And we have a caller on the line. Let's say good morning, caller. You're on Middleboro in Review.
Good morning, Joey. Good morning, Donald. This is Auntie Alpha calling from Holiday, Florida.
Did you get your weather report?
Pardon me?
Did you get your weather report? He always does our weather report for yeah.
I just wanted to say a happy belated birthday to Joey. He's 27 years old. That's amazing. Can't believe it. And today is Michelle's birthday, Joey's mother and Donald's wife. And I miss you all. I wanted to reach out and say a wonderful blessing to Children's Hospital in Boston, Massachusetts, who worked on my nephew, Joey, for years and years, making him the man and the legend and the myth that he is. I just wanted to say I love you and a shout out to Children's Hospital for all the hard work that they do.
Yes, I
Dr. Scott.
100% agree. Dr. Scott, Dr. Carlin.
Dr. Collin was the man, wasn't
He
he?
was. He was.
He really was.
Yeah.
He was.
A lot of great people there.
Yeah.
Dr. Worf.
Yep. We always used to.
Strata.
Yeah, Dr. Strata and
Strata.
Worf. I was like, when they both came in together, it was just like, yeah, we got 80s TV here because we got Dr. Worf, and he knew who Worf was in Star Trek, and Dr. Estrada, everyone called him Paunch, so that was cool, And then,
well, I'm not going to hold you. I'm going to let you all run your show. I want to listen.
Yep.
So I
So-
love you,
so-
and happy 27th birthday, Joey.
before
I'm
you-
so proud of you.
before you hang up, Alta, what's the weather there? What's going on in Holiday, Florida? What's the footprint look like this morning?
It's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's like right now, probably about 74. Probably hit 80s today, maybe higher,
Tell,
Yeah.
But, you
Slight-
never know.
slight chance of rain
Florida's
today.
weird.
tell the audience where Holiday, Florida is and what's at Holiday, Florida. Holiday, Florida has one of the biggest country clubs in like the Gulf Coast, almost of Florida, almost.
I don't know.
No.
I've never been there.
Innisbrook. That's not a country.
Innisbrook, the golf club. I used to work there.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
worked there for 7 years.
Isn't that
It's-
it's a golf community, correct?
It is. It
okay,
is.
yeah.
That's more Palm Harbor. Holidays, more holiday,
Right.
But, yeah. Well, I'm not going to hold y'all. You take care. Have a wonderful day. Have a great show, okay?
Thanks for
you so
calling.
much.
Yep. Bye.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Yeah, bye-bye.
All right.
All right, 7:30 a.m. And with that, let's take our news break. When we come back, we're going to switch to some local stuff
And yeah, I think.
while we wait for our second guest.
Yeah, I think we were going to try to talk about because I called Paul last week and I asked him if he can call in, and he said sure, but I think we're going to relegate a conversation to transportation because
That's fine.
I was just complaining to him about everything.
That's fine. We're going to get to some local stuff here before he calls in. So let's take our news break. We'll be right back. Okay. Hopefully I turn that up. Come on. There we go.
Breaking news this hour from townhall.com. I'm Michael Harrington. Iran has fired ballistic missiles and drones toward Bahrain and Kuwait. That's according to Bahrain's government. The U.S. says that it happened yesterday, intercepting several missiles aimed at Gulf allies and the Strait of Hormuz. Bahrain is calling on Tehran to stop what it calls, quote, a serious escalation of the situation. Secretary of the Interior Doug Burgum says one of the first orders that President Trump signed when he took office for a second time was to clean up the nation's capital. He says Americans visiting for the 250th celebrations this summer will definitely notice a difference.
When President Trump took office, one of his first executive orders was make D.C. safe and beautiful, whether it's, removing 152 homeless encampments and relocating the unhoused, whether it's reopening parks, fixing fountains, tuning up monuments, doing replantings, eliminating over 1,000 graffiti sites, plus doubling the size of the U.S. Park Police and helping drive crime statistics to an all-time low in Washington, D.C.
He was a guest on the Salem Radio Network. There are reports that foreign-linked social media campaigns may be shaping local fights over U.S. data centers.
Multiple AI industry groups, Republican lawmakers, and policy watchdogs are alleging China-linked accounts are amplifying opposition to data center projects online, prompting calls for a congressional probe. Supporters warn such funding can mask foreign influence, spread misinformation, and threaten critical infrastructure planning and local economies. Ken Lorman reporting.
Anthropic is proposing the top artificial intelligence companies coordinate a way to pause the development of advanced AI systems if they become too dangerous. The company behind the Claude chatbot says the technology is improving so quickly there's a risk humans could lose control. He said this in a blog post last week. More on these stories at Town Hall.
I don't think we need to worry about losing control of AI
Supplements, there are two
anytime
things that
soon.
matter most.
If
It
some of these
works,
videos
you
are
can
to be
trust it.
believed,
Both are absolutely
AI is a
essential.
long
Very
time
open.
to go
People have been
before it
taking
can
and actively endorsing what these guys
take
already
over
did.
the
That's over
world.
10 years of lending their voice to help you
They
get out of
barely
prison,
even
drugs,
like
why? because it works. Plain and
stay
simple.
on their
Relief Factor
feet
offers a quick start option.
kind of thing.
They
There's
actually
like
lose
videos
money
all
on the
over the
first
internet
offer,
of
but they
like
do it so people can try it for
like
themselves and experience just
robots
how much it can improve their
created
lives.
by
More than 1
these
million people
companies
tried Relief Factor,
that
and about 2/3
can't
go on
even
to order
balance
more. The
themselves
creator of Relief Factor
properly, and they
returned
fall
home to
all over
Vietnam
the
as a
place and they
combat veteran
break in
wounded
half.
multiple times. He decided to become a doctor simply to help people, to heal them. He created Relief Factor originally to just help his patients with pain and do it drug-free. When he saw how well it worked, he decided to make it available to everyone. If pain is holding you back, maybe it's time you found out why so many people like me make Relief Factor part of their daily routine. Try the 3-week quick start today and see how it works for you. Visit relieffactor.com. That's relieffactor.com, or call 800-4-RELIEF, 800-4-RELIEF.
British Prime Minister Keir Starmer is hosting Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky, French President Emmanuel Macron, and German Chancellor Friedrich Merz today. They will discuss ongoing support for Ukraine. The UK, France, and Germany have been strong backers of Ukraine since Russia's full-scale invasion in February of 2022. The meeting follows a significant Ukrainian drone attack on St. Petersburg, highlighting Kiev's growing reach. Russian President Vladimir Putin has rejected a meeting with Zelensky. Armenians are voting in parliamentary elections today as the government seeks to loosen ties with Moscow and increase cooperation with the West. 2 political blocs and 17 parties are running in the election. Prime Minister Nikolai Pashinyan and his ruling party are looking for a strong mandate for a new geopolitical course. Most experts predict that he will come out ahead, but opposition parties support closer ties with Russia. Many are vocally pro-Russia. News and analysis at townhall.com. World Cup fans who thought they got free tickets are wrong.
FIFA has canceled World Cup tickets issued to about 60 fans who mistakenly got them for free because of a website error during the checkout process.
They couldn't help them
Soccer's
out.
ruling body
Of course they
issued a
did.
statement saying it regrets
No, they want you to
the
sell your
error and
kidneys
inconvenience
in order
caused,
to
adding that
to be
those
embedded
tickets
into the
remain
game.
reserved for the fans who were affected to buy at
Jeez.
the agreed price. The tickets were sold.
Because that's what you're gonna
on
do
the
to
site on
freaking
May
afford a
23rd.
ticket.
It's the latest glitch in an often controversial World Cup ticketing program. The attorneys general
This has
of New
been
York
the
and
press,
New Jersey
the
are
entire
investigating
press
FIFA
cycle
for possible
for
violations
the
of
World
consumer
Cup
protection
has
laws.
been a
I'm
total
President Sanchez.
disaster.
Speaking of the sports beat here, the
Well, that's
Stanley
what
Cup
they do
Finals
good. That's what
last
they
night,
do
the Golden
good.
Knights
Good
with a
at it.
4-goal lead came
Is
back
being
and
a total
doubled
disaster
overtime.
press-wise?
The
Yeah.
Hurricanes
That's what they
2-1
do.
Series lead. Yeah. More on these stories at townhall.com.
And I think they realize it too, and they don't care.
They don't.
Yeah.
It's so true. It's so painfully true. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Are you kidding me? you couldn't help out those 60 fans. Come on, FIFA. You're charging an arm and a leg for people to get into the games, and you couldn't help out 60 fans? Come on. Oh, that's so ridiculous, Don. That's so ridiculous. The entire press cycle for the World Cup has been horrendous. The few things that have gone right. Okay, it seems like the Foxborough station improvements, what they did do, because I don't think they didn't have a lot of time to do more than they probably wanted to. They did enough where it's now ADA compliant and it's going to be much better. That seemed like a
Well,
press win.
They broke ground last week.
Is that
Yeah.
no? It's done. The
They
Foxborough
broke,
station.
they
Yeah,
broke ground, meaning they
It's done.
were there with the governor and the
Yeah.
and the ribbons and all that. Yeah, it's done.
It's done.
Yeah, broke ground.
So
That's I'm sorry. Yeah.
So that's one of the positive things about that. About the only really positive thing in this press cycle about the World Cup, by the way. Everything else, a total disaster. Philip Bang and Maura Healy fighting about was it Philip Bang or Maura Healy or Philip Bang and Michelle Wu? I don't know which one. I believe
It was Michelle Wu.
actually. Yes, thank you.
It was
Might
a
have been
state. It was a state city thing.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
There was some fights between those two when it comes to closing of roads around, I believe, South Station. When it comes to mitigating crowds,
I think they're gonna do it for 3 days.
and that was a total disaster. There was an argument about that. Arguments about ticket prices. Arguments about tailgating. Arguments about this. Arguments about that. Total disasters. Entire World Cup press.
Well, I think not to take any heat off anybody, we don't deal with a lot of World Cups.
No, we don't. No,
and football,
sure, we
football,
don't.
football is different. Americans celebrate football different than soccer. Okay.
Yes.
And then the organization that runs the World Cup looks differently, and they say, well, we should do it this way.
Yep.
But it just doesn't fly here in the United States. There's definitely got to be some push and shove.
Sure.
You can't do a tailgate. I mean,
yeah.
Come on.
You should.
And
Should be able to.
I think they were going to have like a little tent or something like that, and everyone had to go to the tent, and no one could drive in, and it was just like, this isn't Europe. You can't
just ban tailgating because you want people to go to your, fan experience thing, and you're charging for said fan experience thing, which is ridiculous. It
That's
should
the
be
thing.
free.
They look at that, and that's what people will do. They'd pay, they'd pay 4 people to pull into a vehicle, and that would be if you're fanning that you're tailgating situation.
I don't know.
But they're thinking if you get $80 for their little stupid party, whatever they call it.
Yeah.
Then you got people, and then they say the tailgate spot is 60 or 80. You got 4 people in the vehicle, everyone's paying 20.
Yeah.
They don't like the idea of people paying 20. They
No,
want everyone to
no.
pay 80. It's kind of a greed factor here, which kind of bothers me.
So this entire thing.
Americans aren't dumb. They're not
No,
paying. We're not
no,
going to be paying that.
Of course not. So this entire thing just angers me to no end. It just really does. And
we'll see.
You know what?
Hopefully the games are good.
Hopefully the games are good.
Hopefully the games.
But
are
you know
good
what?
because
Honestly,
you want them to be good because
you want them to be good. I hope they are, but I'm not really going to be watching many of them. Maybe the U.S.
Joey,
ones.
I think it's like going to a concert. Going to a concert is such a pain in the neck. I mean, you gotta make
they soured me on it.
Well, whatever. But I mean, it's just getting to the concert. You gotta work a half a day because you gotta get there. You have to drive all the way there.
Yeah.
You have to, you gotta take care of your vehicle. You gotta walk in. You gotta wait. You gotta sit through the opening act, which you don't like or whatever, and then you wait until like 9:30 for your favorite band to come on. But when that happens,
it's good.
It's good.
So we will see. Okay.
I think the games will be really good. I think the games will outweigh all the nonsense.
So we will see what happens.
Yep.
Hopefully the U.S. does well. Hopefully, I don't know who the favorite is. I don't follow soccer close enough to say who the favorite is. I could give you a couple teams. Argentina, maybe Brazil, U.S. probably.
This is a world.
We'll see.
This is a world thing for other countries to come here.
Exactly.
I know.
And you got teams.
And I'm not sitting there saying that nobody likes soccer in the United States, but
no, because the MLS is pretty popular.
Right, to a certain degree, but that's a worldwide thing. But I mean, we got how many football teams we got? Baseball teams, basketball teams.
We have 30, and pretty much each league.
So I mean,
and then for MLS, I don't know how many.
Plus we have a soccer leagues too.
Exactly. No, we have multiple soccer leagues, not just the MLS. We have college too. So yeah, I mean, we'll see how that goes, and it starts this upcoming week. So we'll see how that goes. There's some teams that are there for the first time, like ever. I think Carousel is one of them. So there's some interesting ones in there this year. All right. Tomorrow evening is Rainham Summer Fun Run number 6, I believe. I want to make sure I have that number correct. I believe it's 6. Friendly, easy course through residential neighborhood and open county roads. Perfect for opening and intermediate runners who are just starting their running life. Sign-ups and parking at the Park and Rec office, which is at 2258 King Philip Street, a few yards off of Route 104. South Main Street. That's near the Taunton Raynham line on Route 44. Weekly entry, that's $2 cash only, no checks or credit cards. Sign up once, and the first time will, sign up once the first time, and after that, just throw another $2 into the can each time you go to the sign up table at each event. Then after, you can use the same bib you got when you first signed up every time you come. Registration is at 6. Race starts at 6:30. Starting line is a short walk from the sign up and parking on South Main Street, near the corner of King Philip and South Main. The finish line is back where you started and signed up and parked and things like that. Cool water and Gatorade await you there. Sidewalk bike lane for mile 1. Sidewalk and runner lane after that. One hill on Gardner Street. Mile 2 leading up to the turn at the top of the hill onto King Philip Street. Last leg is along open farmland. Sponsored, and this is organized as well by the Colonial Roadrunners. You do not need to be a member to run the race. But the road runners are fun, so if you are interested in joining them, you can get more information about that, I'm sure, at the race. Come on down and enjoy a run, whether you are a track star or just looking for a nice 5K with the family. Yes, many youngsters do run with their parents. All abilities, beginners, walkers, moms and dads with strollers, and a lot of joggers as well. All are welcome. Last thing here, this is a fun run, not a tryout for the Olympics. This is, I'm reading off of what Jim sent me here. Not a tryout for the Olympics, but there are some pretty serious runners that come to these as well. I think Jim was mentioning one time there have been people who have run the Boston Marathon who have come to this run. So it's all levels. It's all levels. Just have fun when you go to these events. It's a fun run, so just have fun when you go to these events. So, all right, there you go. That's tomorrow evening, 6 p.m., rain or shine. So go to that fun run if you have a chance to do that. Don, quick thoughts before you move on?
It's a fun run. Do it for fun.
Exactly. It's in the name. Fun run. Don't treat it as the Olympics.
No, well, I think Jim was talking that somebody can run with a group of people.
Exactly.
And don't feel it's a big competition.
Because it's not.
No, they can just pace themselves, and it's probably good for that, for any kind of marathons that any individual might be trying to do.
Mm-hmm.
They can come in and they can kind of feel how to blend in on a competitive level, I think, and not have that, not being a competitive level, just being a run. So I think that's might be a lot of test case. I mean, I'm not a runner, maybe I'm back up the wrong tree, but if I wanted to train for upcoming marathons or even road races or whatnot for the course of the summer, that would be a perfect
these
vehicle.
kind of fun runs.
Oh, that'd be a perfect kind of vehicle to work your way up towards running with people or pacing with people and stuff like that. And also too, just running on a main thoroughfare too, because everyone in the Raynham area. The route is, what's the route? The route is which street's the route? It's over the. I wish I knew the address.
Athletic Fields.
Yeah,
King Philip Street. Yeah, King Philip Street area.
Yeah, King Philip Street.
Yeah, 3 miles.
So if you're driving around, what time start? 7, 6, 7?
6 o'clock.
Yeah, so
6:30.
See a bunch of runners, just
be very careful.
Give them some space.
Yes.
I've said that last time. Just if you're in that King Philip area driving around and you see a bunch of runners, well, just keep in mind it's a fun run and there's more than one person, 2 people running in it. And hopefully the program is successful and you got more and more people.
Absolutely.
We haven't heard from Paul yet. I wonder why. but
That's okay.
but
okay.
we gotta give him some transportation chops here.
And we will. But I want to
We
give a
will,
shout.
I get 5 minutes up every time. You
Whatever.
you always.
We have to mention this next story. It's important, Don. And we will get to our transportation. I promise.
It's gotta wait for my birthday to get a normal transportation skid in.
Come on, is transportation really, really more important than graduation, Don? I don't think so.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Congratulations to all the Middleboro High School graduates who graduated yesterday. There's a story in the Mask of the Week about it, that's awesome. There. There's an article about it if you want to go read it on the Mask of the Week. Definitely go do so. But yeah, congratulations to all of the graduates there for the class of 2026. I don't know how many. It doesn't say in the article how many graduated in this class, but they kind of hold it differently now with the new school. They hold it on the football fields. And then a lot of schools do this. They hold it on the football field, on their football fields, on their athletic fields, as well. I believe Taunton does this. I think, if I'm wrong, call up and correct me, please. But there are several schools in the area that do that kind of setup. I mean, there are still some schools that do it via like a gym setting, an indoor setting as well. But a lot of schools now moved into like the outdoor setting. I think that's that's pretty cool. The outdoor setting. I think it's better in some ways. Because you're not burning up in those robes in a very stuffy gym. I still remember that. It was very
like yours.
It was uncomfortable at times because it was so hot. Yeah, but it was worth it. Because I got to sit through some really, really good speeches.
Yeah.
You had some really good speeches that year.
You had a really good graduation. Definitely wasn't a yawn. You had some.
No, there was some
pretty powerful speeches.
Very powerful speeches.
I mean, that's the
there
whole
was
thing.
one. There was one about education. Forgetting her name off the top of my head. I apologize. One of the students came up who was graduating that year. Had a powerful speech about education.
Yeah.
And obviously Paul Brannigan, Principal Brannigan, just a great speech that year.
Oh yeah.
Great speech every year. Honestly,
Yeah.
he's really good.
He is absolutely best. It's funny you say that because I've been watching some commencement speakers for a lot of the colleges that have been making the rounds in the last week and a half, and a lot of the speakers jumping on the AI bandwagon.
Yeah,
they're getting booed.
Of course they're getting booed. Of course they're getting booed. It's not real. It's not a real speech.
No, but I mean, you're talking to an audience who will graduate going into the job market, and AI is like their competition. It's like the fourth gas station opening across the street from gas station wars. I mean, it's just like I don't think people want to hear about AI. I mean, I guess it's among us, but if it's gonna replace everyone's, me and my friend Kevin were talking about that yesterday. We're just like we're looking at a bush. It was a berry bush, right? And so I wonder what he asked the phone. I said, well, you don't need no botanists anymore. You know what I mean? When you can just ask your phone what everything is.
Well, I mean, okay. I mean, if you're gonna use your phone for stuff like that, there are apps that do a pretty good job. I mean, it's not accurate, not 100%
You don't
accurate.
even need an app. You just ask Siri or you ask Google.
Like what is
take
this
a picture of it.
What is this bush with these berries on it, so I don't accidentally eat what's on this bush and poison myself?
Well, just don't eat. What did you do before? You
Just
you
don't eat it.
You just don't eat the berries.
Just don't eat it. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, but when it comes to technology, some people who live in the wild. There was a story about Christopher McCandless. He didn't have technology and anything like this. He just had himself and his supplies.
Well,
and
he had no cell service.
he had no cell service.
The thing is, you're useless
He
without
didn't
it.
know.
Imagine driving in the middle of Arizona with no
Yeah.
cell service.
How
smart are
in
you
the middle
then?
of Alaska.
Yeah, how
No.
smart are you then with no cell service?
But I mean, he was able to survive for how long was it? Like 90 days, 100 days, in the wilderness of Alaska. But I mean, he didn't have, these books or anything to say like, oh, you can't eat this or you can't eat that. He didn't have that, and he just kind of went off what he knew about the surroundings. And unfortunately, he got into a situation where he ate something he shouldn't have eaten, and he died. Unfortunately, you can watch Into the Wild. That is such a strong and powerful movie, Into the Wild. Just go and check it out. It's a very great movie. Great story. Sean Penn directed it.
And Eddie Vedder.
Eddie Vedder soundtrack.
Yeah,
That's
not
awesome
Pearl Jam,
soundtrack.
but Eddie Vedder.
Eddie Vedder solo, yeah. And it's such a powerful soundtrack too.
Yeah.
Hard Sun, onto this is several tracks. There's several tracks you should check out. Hard Sun's a good one. On that soundtrack. It also kind of shows you how important it is to kind of be prepared for a situation like that. Like he thought he was prepared.
Bring your flashlight.
He thought he was prepared. And he survived for quite a while in the wild. But again, he got into a situation where he was in a part of Alaska where once it got into springtime, he was near a river. He couldn't escape. He was doomed at that point. And so it's so important to be prepared. But again, it's kind of tough in that situation as well because it's survival mode as well. So that's interesting.
I don't think anybody would. I'm not talking about everybody, but your grandfather used to go up to northern Maine when he was in his teens and his early 20s, late 20s, his whole life.
Mhm.
And you get north of Bangor, there was nothing.
Zero.
Okay, 95 wasn't built yet. I
Mhm.
mean, north of, I think 95 was built like in the 50s up to Augusta, and then that was it. I think 100 miles from the New Hampshire line. But he said you'd have to bring extra gas, chains, axes, everything just to make the trip. You wouldn't. I think you'd take Route 2 north of Bangor, okay, and that because that was either Route 11 or Route 2. 95 wasn't built yet, and you had nothing. You had nothing, and that's about another 120, 150 miles up to where they were going, up Fort Kent, which is the most northern tip of Maine.
And he had a camp there, so
yeah. Well, he bought a camp. I mean,
Yeah.
he knew people. He had relatives up there, and he was going deep into the woods.
Yeah.
I mean, you drive up there now, but I mean, imagine that in the 50s.
Nothing there.
Nothing. You had to bring your
Zero.
own fuel. You had to bring your lights. You drove up in the winter or the late fall during hunting season. You'd have to bring everything. You have to bring all your own food.
And this,
There's no McDonald's. There's
this was like
no 24-hour gas stations. There's nothing.
Yeah, and Into the Wild. This was like Christopher McCann. This was like the 70s, I think. So, yeah. There's nothing there.
Yeah.
So
even now, for some
yeah.
parts of Maine, if you get off the beaten path,
If you get on the beaten path and you don't know where you're going, yeah, you're gonna get lost pretty quick.
and the familiar too, what everyone sees: strip malls, restaurants, gas stations. You go west of 295 in Rhode Island, you might drive about 6 miles, that whole perimeter of 295 heading west. Once you drive out of that 6 miles, out of that sprawl of restaurants and whatnot, there's nothing to the Connecticut line. There's nothing. There's a little town. There's no strip mall. There's nothing. So it's not too far from here, but it goes to show. I mean, it's not like Alaska, but it just goes to show it's a total different. So I say the last maybe 10 miles or 12 miles from points in Rhode Island to the Connecticut line, that strip from the north down to the south, it's a whole different world, and it's really nice, because you don't drive like 5 miles. You might hit like a store or a gas station, but it's very little. There's very little urban sprawl about 6 miles after 295, and it's really different. It's sort of a culture shock that it's this close. It's not Alaska, I mean, but
No.
you don't see gas stations, you don't see strip malls, you don't see fast food places, you don't see any of that.
All right, MBTA commuter rail trips are free on Fridays from now until the end of August.
All commuter line?
Commuter rail, yeah. It looks like.
So if we ever do any rail fanning, we ever do any take some rides, we do it on Friday.
Yeah, the promotion started on June 5th, ends on August 30th, totaling 13 free Fridays over the summer. The T said there's signups or check-ins. All you need to do is board the train. No signups or check-ins. Yeah.
Good.
Regular riders can also purchase a monthly pass for the same period. That's about a 50% discount. The MBTA said the promotion is meant to help offset the schedule impacts of the World Cup. As well, parking is way too expensive in the city. Gas is way too expensive. Said a resident of Mansfield. With free events hosted by DCR, beaches, and outdoor dining, the Boston area is also preparing for a surge in visitors as well. The promotion does not apply to Boston Stadium trains. Does not apply to the Cape Flyer.
I was just going to ask you that.
It does not apply to any special event train. Quick thoughts, 30 seconds.
Doesn't have anything to do with the regular subway too. I think the fare.
I think it might just be commuter rail.
Yeah.
Doesn't say anything about subway.
That's good if you want to go ride around the train and check out Massachusetts. And you want
Do it on Friday.
Well, I
Do it
mean,
on Friday.
it can get expensive. I mean,
Do it on a couple of Fridays.
Right. If you say you want,
You're not going to do it all in one Friday.
Say Joey and I want to go to Fitchburg just to check it out on a Friday.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be almost $50.
Yeah.
I mean, you're talking 24. More than that. You're talking 24 and then another 24. That's 50. It could just a round trip to Fitchburg on the regular could be close to $80.
Yep.
So I mean, if you want to go ride and check out the lines and check out Massachusetts and go get some lunch and stuff like that, take advantage of it. Go for a ride. Check out the great rail system we have.
Ride the commuter rail on a Friday.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you everyone for tuning in. I will be back next week with another, and me and Don will be back next week for another edition of Middleboro Urban Review. Next week's show will be taped and replayed again in a couple of weeks as well, because there's going to be a Sunday where me and Don will be away.
We got 2 more Sundays here.
Yes, but there will be a Sunday where we are away very soon here. But next week's show, because we're going to be going on vacation. Next week's show will be taped and then replayed while we're on vacation.
You better make it good.
So we're going to make it good. So we'll be back next week. Bye-bye, everybody. What time?
We are AM 1530, WVBF, Middleboro, Taunton, and
Billy says happy belated birthday.
Thank you, Billy.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Tell him thank you. Tell him I said thank you.
Breaking news this hour from townhall.com. I'm Michael Harrington. Iran has fired ballistic missiles and drones from Bahrain and Kuwait.
Okay.
According to Bahrain's government, the U.S. says
Finish
it
this.
happened yesterday, intercepting several missiles aimed at Gulf
help if I
allies
did
and the
that.
Strait of
All right,
Hormuz.
bye, everybody.
Bahrain is calling on Tehran to stop